Today we're talking about reincarnation. If this interests you, stick around. Hi, I'm Veronica and welcome back to the Wholeness Shift. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate each and every one of you. I teach about easy, practical spirituality and the law of attraction, intentional living, and all kinds of other easy ways that you can improve the quality of your life. So if these topics interest you, you might want to consider hitting the subscribe button below. That way you don't miss out on anything good. Today we're talking about reincarnation. And this actually stemmed from a message I received from one of you guys a few months ago asking some questions on this. So I thought that it would be helpful to make a quick little video and give you guys 3 bullet points about reincarnation. I'll give you 3 of them and then I'll wrap it all up and help it make a little bit more sense with a 4th point. Let's get started. Number 1, we may refer to them as past lives, but really all lives are happening at the same time. This is because time doesn't really exist. Time is a human construct. So where we're thinking of them as past lives or future lives, they're really just your soul's lives that are all happening right now on a different timeline somewhere. Number 2, all of the lives that your higher self lives affect one another. They inform one another. Some of them more than others, but other lifetimes that you have lived or are living, really, they do affect your current life, and your current life affects others. And number 3, I've gotten this one a lot, especially after my Josephine video, and if you haven't seen that, I will link to that below. People want to know how I can be me and yet be her, and how I can get a message from her if I'm me but yet I was her. See what I'm saying? This is because all of your lifetimes share the same oversoul or higher self, and therefore share the same personality traits. You might have more of one than another at different times, or karma, or issues you're working on, or fears, or phobias, or traumas, or things like that. However, each of those lifetimes, those personas, they survive and keep their own identity. I like to equate this to, sometimes you might get asked, if you could go back in time and speak to your 13-year-old self, what would you say? You're the same person, yet you're a completely different person. That person's totally different from you. Does that make sense? So, you guys share the same oversoul, but you are distinct identities. So now to help wrap it up and make sense of all of this. The way Spomie helped me to understand this is by giving me an analogy of a wagon wheel. So maybe this will help you as well. And I sure hope this microphone isn't picking up my stomach growling so loud. If it is, you guys can tell I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Okay, so I want you to picture a wagon wheel. Imagine a wagon wheel that has a hub in the center, spokes coming off of it, and then an outer rim. With me so far? Now I want you to imagine that inner hub, the solid piece in the center, that is your higher self. And all of the spokes that are coming off of the inner hub are the various lifetimes that your higher self has decided to live. And you are one of them. And your past lives are the other ones, and future lives. And then you're all connected by that outer rim. Now, each of those spokes are a separate individual piece of wood. They're a separate entity. However, what affects one affects all of them. If one comes loose or a few of them get broken, the whole rest of the wheel can be affected by that, right? Now, I also want you to imagine that in an energetic point of view, meaning that if these are all your lives, that is your higher self, The outer ring is around everything. Imagine how energy from one of those spokes could easily, how they're all connected, how energy could travel to the hub or travel to the outer ring and then make its way to the other spokes. And perhaps the spokes that are closest to it affect and are affected by the current spoke the most. Does that make sense? So like the lifetimes you lived closest to this one perhaps may inform this lifetime the most, or you might have karma left over from it, or you might have traumas left over from it. That doesn't mean the other spokes that are further away can't affect it as well, or that you can't affect it, but the ones closest to it are likely to affect it the most. Okay, now, next. I want you to imagine that wagon wheel standing in the dirt. There's nothing straight about that wheel. It's a circle, right? And only one of those spokes points at the ground at a time. Now imagine that wheel rolling through the dirt. As it rolls, this spoke points towards the ground, then that spoke points towards the ground, and that spoke points towards the ground. Am I tripping over my words? I hope I'm saying that right. If not, you get my point. And as it rolls through the dirt, that outer ring leaves what looks like a straight line in the dirt. And this is how he helped me to understand like our concept of linear time, and how it looks like there may be past lives or future lives. All those spokes exist at the exact same time. They're all happening right now. But as the wagon wheel turns, you get an imprint of the next spoke, then the next spoke, then the next spoke, and it appears with the human eye, and this is a way that the human mind can rationalize it, because the human mind has to make sense of things. That's just what it does. And so it tries to make sense of things, it tries to get meaning, it tries to put things in order. And so that is a way that helped me to understand it, that as that wheel rolls through the dirt, it appears to put a line in the dirt, and all of those lifetimes march out what appears chronologically. However, it's really not. They're all there at the same time. That was a lot to take in a very short amount of time, but I hope it helped you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. But this is one way that I was easily, or more easily, able to wrap my mind around this concept. Let me know your thoughts. Do you have any other analogies that you like to use? Let me know what you have to say. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button below and like this video. I would really appreciate it. Have a great day. Until next time.